Codeine. I'm begging of you, please don't take my lean. Codeine. No, we can't.
What?
I want us to like link up on that and actually do it in a synchronicity.
No, Sean,
but it's impossible for us.
No, Sean, I was synced up with you. Like for the recording, I'm singing along with you. You have the delay.
That's not even true. I am nailing it. My rhythm, circadian rhythm.
Sean, yes, you're doing it good. But I have a delay on your end. That's why it doesn't sound like I'm synced up. But it will be synced up in the record.
I am a cicada that only awakens during certain moments of the year.
Do codeine.
I come into the trees and then I make that sound. And it's a beautiful sound of the summer. It's the sound that lets you know summer is here. Wear your short shorts. Wear the fun little flip-flops. Because Sean the Cicada is out.
It also lets you know that big old robots that aren't robots are like fleshy creatures with armor on top are about to start hitting an angel.
I need to actually finish Evangelion. I want to. I don't really know because I really liked it. I did like it. I just didn't finish it. Yeah, I liked it. I think we might have talked about this before, where I liked it. I was just not ready for an anime about PTSD.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh yeah, fun robot fights. And then it's like, no, this is a child who is traumatized from a war he did not sign up for.
Well, I mean, he's also traumatized from his dad, who's a piece of shit. Everyone in that show a piece of shit. And I found out that the creator did that for the purpose of, hey, you will watch this and never want to watch it again. But it backfired. And now people are obsessed with the show.
Wait, why would he want people to never watch it again?
Because he wanted people to know, like, hey, there's more to life than just anime.
Okay, that's a weird decision then to become an anime artist. I feel like if you want, hey, there's more to life than just anime. You could also just do one of those more things, like there's more to life than anime. I'm really into baking. So I'm going to get real good at baking and then show people that baking is not anime, but still pretty cool.
That's why you take out all the sugar. So people are like, okay, it's fine, but I'm not not obsessed and addicted to it.
Mm-hmm. Genesis Evangelion, famously 0 sugar.
Ooh, dang! Why don't I like it then? My life is 0 sugar.
Because do you still like no sugar? But do you still like sweets? Like, do you still look for the sweet taste at all? No?
I do look for the sweet taste, but sugar itself, I have eaten recently. And I get an immediate sugar crash, and then I feel like shit the rest of the day.
That's what I'm asking, which is good because sugar is absolutely poison, and there's speaking of someone who's still I'm on good terms with my addiction with sugar.
Okay, I thought you were just saying your addiction in general.
I mean, there are certain addictions I'm pretty good. I'm on pretty good terms with most of my addictions.
I'm not.
In that I accept that they are addictions, and I am not doing anything to improve my life with that.
I have to just constantly cut things out of my diet so I feel like I have the power. But oh my God, it's worked out so well, Sean. My cum gutters have been installed, and holy shit, I feel good about myself.
Yep, go ahead. I am proud of you and your cum gutters. I just hate that you call them cum gutters.
Normally Fridays are my day off, but I recorded a guest spot on that other Toku podcast. Go check it out. But Saturday, Lil Corey was supposed to come over. Those plans fell through. So I just did a half day like I usually do. My days off are just half days and I do one a week. So yeah, guys, I work, okay? But I was stoned after watching, it was before I started watching Angel. That movie rips, guys. Angel, I'll get into it in a second. But I was stoned in the kitchen. We were making lunch, and I was like, should I just eat a can of beans or something small? And I was like, you want to know what? No, Nicole. I can eat pizza rolls because I have cum gutters now. And then I ate
And then Nicole said, what? Because that was all an internal conversation in your head?
No, I was saying this out loud.
Okay, cool. I thought you were just kind of staring at a can of beans for a minute. And then you said, no, Nicole. There's just 30 seconds of silence. You hear Butters do a little scritchy scratch, and then James, no, I've got cum gutters. I can eat what I want.
I was also high, and I just said this to Nicole because it's insane how my tweets that I'm like, that I post high, and I'm like, these are fucking good. And this, Sean, this should have more than 5 likes. Let me know.
Okay. All right, sure.
The Ninja Turtles have such a great rat dad. Shout out to Sphinxter.
Speaking as someone who did see that tweet, almost paused for half a second and then just kept scrolling, I'm pretty sure Sphincter got exactly as he deserved.
You piece of shit, you saw it, but you did not like it? You're not one of the 5. You're an ass, man. And speaking of being ass, so Comatose listened to last week's episode as we shouted him how, hey guys, there's no...
Oh, real quick. Yeah. Last week's episode of Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, a pro wrestling podcast featuring the Marshland Monster, James McCollum, and Goose Von Kaiser, Sean Marciniak. Hello. We're going through Lucha Underground, Season 1. And that's the podcast that Comatose was listening to last week.
Yes, because the Unearth the Underground of last week, we don't have one this week because I've been in a haze, but... He was listening and he said, yo, Sean can eat a doo-doo sandwich for hating on Psycho Goreman.
Yo, everyone can go eat a doo-doo sandwich. Psycho Goreman is a doo-doo sandwich, and I hope you get doo-doo. I do respect. I think I mostly just shed on it as a visceral response to you, James, as a person and as a friend.
Hello. So much so, Comatose was on This Existed last week talking about the movie he co-directed, Foul Uprising. It's available on Troma Now, right now. So he thought you were the co-host of This Existed and showed up with a Psycho Goreman shirt on to be like, yo, man, where's that bastard Sean at?
Wait, did he really call me a bastard?
He said something along those lines, yeah.
Am I afraid of Is Comatose looking for me?
I think...
Do I have to go into hiding?
Comatose is your new Steve Barnes.
Oh, Steve Barnes, you son of a bitch. Does Comatose know Steve Barnes at all? Thank God. Those two can... James, this is on you. You cannot allow these two people to meet and to then develop a plan of attack against me. James, I have so many enemies, they cannot know each other.
Holy shit. Comatose is talking about how much he loves Wheel of Time on Amazon. I guess he has to come on Wheel of Time, sweet child of it.
Don't you dare. I can't allow this to happen. This is my intelligentsia. I am the She-Hulk. I break the fourth wall. And Steve Barnes and Comatose are my intelligentsia.
I thought intelligentsia, you were talking about the terrible coffee that Nicole's like, why is it in every restaurant in Chicago and why was it in Burger King? It sucks.
Yeah, dark matter for life, baby.
Ooh, I like Kroger.
Wowzers. You like Kroger's?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool.
But Sean, speaking of, I don't have a Unearth the Underground, so I just want to talk about some movies I watched this week. The first was Angel. It's been on my list. Okay, people talk about how great the Spotify algorithm is and how great the TikTok algorithm is of just like showing you truly what you want to hear and what you want to see. The Tubi algorithm for me is fantastic. So I trust it. So when I see something that I feel like, oh, this is going to be a very just low budget exploitation film that was probably shot on VHS or video, I'll trust it that I will enjoy it, but I'll probably need to be high. I did not need to be high, even though I was, to watch Angel, especially when like you see the description, you're like, well, this is going to be just trash smut, right? It is a 15-year-old from an affluent school is a sex worker at night, and there is a serial killer killing sex workers. Sean.
Okay. Yeah.
This movie was so well done, beautifully shot.
Who was it? Do you know?
I don't know. All I know is it fucking rips. I loved it.
Damn, Angel.
And it was, even though like, yes, it would fall under exploitation, they handled the situation of teens who have to work the streets very well. or I was just very high and I was like, this fucking rocks. Because I did also watch The Dirt Bike Kid starring Ralphie from A Christmas Story.
Those sound like two very different movies.
Yes, they are.
All right, cool. That's an interesting double feature. You pull into the drive-in, you got one hand on the popcorn, another hand around the pretty thing that you took to the drive-in, and you go from and that's the order you go. You go first Angel, and then you start The Dirt Bike Kid starring Ralphie. You're gonna shoot your eye out. Christmas Story.
I don't know if that child is a shit actor or they only had one take because, oh boy, it's bad. But there was a man who I'm like playing like the evil dude who of course wants to like tear down the local hang for the children, all of that.
Fuck.
But this is a Beanstalk movie because Ralphie gets, or his name's Jack, gets money from his mother, and instead of buying groceries, he buys a dirt bike.
That's my man. He gets it. This dude absolutely gets it. What are you talking about, bad actor? He made the best choice a human being could ever make. 10 out of 10. You know what? Goose recommendation of the week. Go out and buy a dirt bike, and then don't eat. Stop eating, buy dirt bikes.
It's a magic dirt bike and helps him, and it's sentient. So
eat a dirt bike.
Ooh, that too.
Get some barbecue sauce, slather your dirt bike.
The leather.
And then eat your dirt bike. Eat that leather, baby. It's practically beef.
Yep.
Dirt bikes. It's what for dinner. So the evil man, the banker in this, I'm like, what is that man from? And I pull up him on Letterboxd. I'm like, oh, he's from Fatal Attraction, which we watched within the last month. I'm like, hell yeah. And I'm scrolling down to see like he feels more prescient in my mind than just this bit character that he was. I scroll down. He's in Beanstalk playing the giant, another Beanstalk movie I watched this month. I have seen this man in 2 Beanstalk parodies. One of them literally called Beanstalk.
Man, that Beanstalk movie when he goes up the Beanstalk and they create this world where the giants are like 40 years behind in time, so they're in the 50s. There's miniature work. It's so fucking good, guys. Watch Angel, then The Dirt Bike Kid, then everyone's favorite Beanstalk. Eat a dirt bike.
Or eat a dirt bike.
Then watch Beanstalk.
Dirt bike, eat what for dinner, watch Beanstalk, and then sip some codeine. Codeine.
And then,
I'm begging of you, please don't take my lean.
Hope you're not drafted into the Aztec Warfare.
Boom, 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 boom. Drums, really loud drums and dancers. Dancers and drums. It's Aztec Warfare, baby. This was cool. This was a wild episode. I was very happy to watch it. James, how did you feel about this episode of Sweaty Time? It's called Lucha Underground. We're Sweaty Time. The show is called Lucha Underground, Season 1, Episode 9, Aztec Warfare.
Ooh, a new champion has been crowned, and I loved it, baby.
Yeah. I was, as a fan watching it this week, I had no qualms. I liked the episode. I enjoyed it. It was very fun. As a co-host of a podcast where we talk for a long time about it, I was very worried because there's only one segment in the entire episode. It's just the match.
Were you worried that we won't be able to talk for an hour and a half?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's fucking good, Sean. I was worried of like, okay, he's going to come and he's going to be like, all right, we got a lot to talk about.
I'm going to come. You better believe it. Right? Phoenix, Johnny Mundo, number 1 and number 2. Oh, yeah. I'm coming mountain style, baby.
Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ.
And if you don't know that reference, make sure you're listening to Mostly Speaking Sentai, the most unlistenable episode ever, featuring yours truly.
Well, Presley from Height of Horror says it's the greatest episode ever.
I'm telling you.
So it depends on your state of mind at the time. State of mind.
If you've never watched, I like to think that's what we do best. If you've never watched what we're talking about, it's better.
Oh, yeah, probably. Because people who watched 5-Man are like, when are they going to start talking about this 5-Man? And we do, but truly, it says in the description, we use the episode as a springboard for conversation. So if you're like, why aren't they being analytical about it? We can't be, that's why.
Yeah, we're too busy analing it, you fool.
Anal Y ticks, okay? They're ticks that are, like Y fighters from Star Wars.
Some people say anal Y, I say anal Y not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I watch Aztec Warfare.
Ooh, baby. We start out with the temple. Interior, day, temple. The lights are low and the energy is high. Vampiro and Matt Stryker are seen ready to degrade some women in just what seems like okay terms for 2014, but ooh baby, I don't think it was. They need a woman.
Yes, don't forget, wrestling is always 10 years behind. So it's okay terms for 2004, which is pretty good for pro wrestling, at least, for pro wrestling. Yeah, sure.
They really, really need either a woman on commentary or even like a sideline. Even though they don't have a need for that, they need someone that they can balance off from to just like because when a woman and a little person get on, also when a man more sizable than the rest, they're like, that dude's a giant, holy shit, man, I bet he's stupid because he's bigger than us.
Oh, we'll get to Marshmallow. We'll get to that when that happens,
dude.
I mean, it's hard. I think because I don't even think it's weird. Like the way the show's presented, it's not presented like a sports program, like how you see WWE today, even AEW. A lot of wrestling shows, they present it like a sport, where there will be backstage interviews and stuff. I'm
glad that's not here.
It's not. It's much more of a narrative, sort of melodrama, almost a serial. So we don't get to have this sort of Renee Paquette or a Byron Saxton is doing it in WWE. We don't get that sort of like Michael Cole when he first debuted with WWE.
Mean Gene Okerlund.
And we really can't have it would be weird to have a Mean Gene in the way the show is presenting itself, in the way because it's all like, there isn't a camera, the wrestlers don't know they're on camera whenever they're backstage. Like, it's presented like a TV show movie, much more narratively driven. So and it's weird because Mean Gene is like wrestling,
And that's why, since they don't think there's a camera on them, everyone's just dropping trow, taking big ass shits on Chavo's bags.
Yeah. Yep. That was this entire episode. No matches this week. Just taking a big old dump on Chavo, who takes a dump on the sport and the culture and the tradition of Lucha Libre. Chavo, how fucking dare I can't even believe it, Chavo.
Yeah, you never trust a Guerrero is what Vampiro, I think, says. Insane.
Oh my gosh, it's true. He'll wrestle you for your child in a ladder match.
So Chavo, the reason why he makes sure he's well rested so he doesn't get bags under his eyes, because damn,
they're gonna take a shit on his eyes
from the top ropes.
But to go on your point, like, it's weird because I don't think they need another commentator, because the way it is now, it is a much smaller. I mean, it's a studio show too. It's not. They're not going to arenas. It's this small TV studio. So like a third commentator would feel maybe a little bit too much. I think Stryker and Vampiro need to be better.
Yes, I
think that's what it is. They just need to be better.
Also, it used to be Vampiro with the vocally gravelly voice more so, and Matt Stryker is just getting more and more rocks and pebbles in his throat.
I do not. Because I'm sure they filmed multiple episodes in a session.
Oh,
right, probably.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but at some point, someone has to sit Stryker aside and be like, "Do you know how to take care of your voice?" Because he's not, and it's clear, it's real scary. Like, I'm scared listening to Stryker sometimes because it sounds like his voice box is going to plop out on the table and just wither up and die. I'm so concerned for Matthew Stryker.
If his voice box came out, Eric Clapton would walk up to it, plug a guitar into it, and start going,
Yeah. Then he'd start complaining about vaccinations, and everyone would be like, fucking why, dude?
Eric Clapton's voice box man, right?
No, that's Peter Frampton.
Damn it. I always get those two mixed up. I don't know any of their music besides one used the talk box all the time. And I don't know if I've said this on a podcast, at least in the last few years, but talkbox is truly, if you can do talkbox, if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's you put this long tube into your mouth that's hooked up to your guitar, and you can sing, and as you start playing instruments, your voice, it's kind of like pre-auto-tune. It is a pitch correction thing because your words will be that of your
notes playing out of the guitar.
The most probably famous that everyone listening would probably know would be California Love, the California Love.
Is that how that's done?
Yes, but it's done through a keyboard or an organ opposed to that. But the thing with talkbox is you have to put it in your throat and kind of like get like real wide with it, with your throat and all of that. Anyone who can get laid after doing that at a concert truly is a work of art themselves. Because think of this, if Justin Bieber at his height, he's like a 19-year-old, if he had come out with a guitar
like 5'8",
and said
5'10".
Exactly. And he just said, hey, girls, I'm going to serenade you with a song, and then like put in
hold on.
Stretched his throat out, put it in. That's not a
serenade. I don't think that's a serenading device.
It is. California Love. Damn, my panties are off right now.
Your panties are always off.
You wish.
You know. You know. Exactly the state of your own panties. No, but like I can't think of like a straight up like ballady love song that uses a talk box. I'm sure there are.
And I'll make one.
Good for you. I don't know why I said that so aggressively.
I
believe in you. I know you will, and it'll be very good because you're very good at the things you do.
It'll be I got that stinky dick, yeah.
All right.
Or lay down dog.
That would be a dog. So the episode this week opens with it's they're like Aztec dancers and musicians.
Yeah.
Because they wear just like old school like traditional like Aztec gear, absolutely losing it. The drummers are going fucking nuts. I love this atmosphere. It's so fucking cool. And they stay throughout the entire match. Again, it's a one match card. It's a one match episode. No backstage segments. It's just this giant Aztec warfare. Which is the rules are. Oh, real quick, James, what did you think of the dancers and the drummers?
They were tight, dude. They
were so good.
I could see them put the drums into a talk box and let me beatbox with it.
Let me beat off to that.
Oh, damn.
Because it's so good. I guess. Just say something terrible, but make sure everyone knows it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you made my coffee so good, Starbucks lady. I'm going to jerk off to it. Because you're really great at making coffee. Thank you. Why am I being asked to leave? They're so fun. I loved this. I loved this intro. I was not expecting it, and I was very happy.
Have you ever been asked to leave a restaurant?
Are you now in a very serious, because this is not a comedy podcast, and we cannot stress that enough. I don't think I have.
I've only been asked by my parents to leave a restaurant.
I can absolutely understand why without hearing anything else.
As children,
why? Yeah.
My brother, sister, and I, whenever put into like serious, whenever you asked us, hey, be on your best behavior and be serious, no like funny business, that would make us just get into a fit of laughter. So much so that multiple times we were asked at generally buffets, hey, please go out to the car. You guys are being unruly right now just by laughing.
Yeah. Well, because it's you don't think about it. I don't think a child has ever like taken the steps to go, I will misbehave now.
I think I know actually why these buffets were run by Monster Incorporated, and I think we were just overloading their electrical circuits.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mike Wazowski.
Ooh.
I see movies, okay? I can make references. I'm good.
Yeah, reference the dirt bike kid, baby.
Yo, eat your dirt bike is what dinner is tonight. Girl mustache, eat a dirt bike. Help the dude. We open with Dario in the ring. We have one old kind of segment of just Dario in the ring, microphone, belt in hands, talking about how 2015 is going to be a groovy year to watch, and everyone's going to have a real good time watching this match. Dario has invented himself called Aztec Warfare. And this is one of the cool things you get with like a good studio audience. Immediately, everyone starts chanting Aztec Warfare. The first thing they do is boo the shit out of this silly man who loves cocaine. And then they chant his show.
Which I would love to see a loved CEO owner gimmick. Like, say, all the people, yeah, we love this dude. Why is it always, I know it's because like McMahon, when he got all like ruthless aggression on our ass, you just have to hate the guy. But
well, it's also like, do you want to watch a movie of like a CEO who's like, instead of like if it was Ralphie starring in The Dirt Bike Kid, and instead of like the evil CEO coming through being like, I'm gonna tear down that youth center so you kids, it was this benevolent CEO coming through being like, hey, I'm gonna put some new bathrooms in your youth center. Also, here's a free dirt bike. Also, high fives to everyone.
Yes, because then the conflict would have been with a child or something. Then it's like, well, we need to beat the dirt bike kid to make me the dirt bike kid.
Yes, which is also fine. But then, I'm sorry, I'm not yes-ending this. I'm not yes-ending the bit, but it's an interesting conversation.
Oh, real quick.
Yes.
We've seen the Dirt Bike Kid. I want to see a movie called The Dirt Bag Kid. Just like a real shitty of a child.
Ask your mother for a photo album of your youth, and you'll see the Dirt Bag Kid, you son of a bitch.
I wasn't a dirt bag. I was I'm just depressive.
A teenage dirt bag baby. I'm real sad. I eat dirt bikes. But the thing with it is, if you have an authority figure as a benevolent force, you do take away some of the agency of your hero, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like they're not like they don't have to go on the hero's journey to earn something because the benevolent authority figure probably helped them get it. Like it is. I don't know if it's somewhat Western. Hero's journey is a very Western mode of storytelling, but you do want. Like, we want to see heroes achieve, usually, when we watch something. We want to achieve through, like, hard work and that struggle, right? That's the conflict we're looking for, and that's what makes it feel so cathartic and so good when they finally do a big stinky dump in Chavo's bag and accomplish their dreams, which is to shit in Chavo's bag.
This will be my last thing on this. You could achieve the same thing, but it's someone who would just want to see great wrestling. So even if there is a dirtbag wrestler, they're still going to be like, well, hero, you need to take this person down, or this dirtbag will be the face of our company, instead of me, who could be a dirtbag CEO, being the face of the company. Or you incorporate the board members in there, who some of them are dirtbags, while some are dirt bikes.
Hell yeah. And I'm trying to think, like, because there are actually examples of just that, like, hero, please be the dirt bike that we need to defeat the dirtbags. Teddy Long, when he was general manager of SmackDown, I think was always usually a good guy. He loved putting people in one-on-one matches against The Undertaker.
Yeah.
And it was a cool way, especially for a hero like The Undertaker, who at that time was doing Dead Man again, so he wasn't talking, having the boss come out and like, I'm setting you up against our hero. And doing exactly that, Undertaker be the dirt bike to fight all these dirtbags. I think so. It's definitely possible. Like it absolutely can be done. Mick Foley, when he was commissioner for Raw, had some of the best Edge and Christian segments. Honestly, some of my favorite WWE moments are like Mick Foley kind of forcing Edge and Christian, who were these very pretty, but like didn't want to work kind of champions. Like they were champions, they just never wanted to defend their belts. Mm-hmm. So Mick Foley coming in and like just kind of thwarting all of their plans to cheat their way to success.
See?
Like it absolutely can work. It just becomes, it's almost, you almost want to like then go back to a little bit of KISS, where does this complicate the story further? Because as far as like at a really like capitalist level, merchandise sales and all that stuff, it's usually not going to be the boss, right? Not too many people want to buy a mid-manager action figure. You want to buy your heroes. Okay. So the stronger we can make our heroes look. James, it looks like you got something cooking in that there brain of yours.
Okay. It's a tale as old as 1997.
Okay. Ooh.
We go the Game Freak route. If you want to throw obstacles, if you want people to have to overcome, just put a Snorlax in the way.
Okay.
Okay, just so people are like, why do you laugh so hard? I'm looking at Sean's face and you guys don't get that.
Just trying to say something back. Like, I mean, but true. You know what? Okay. Like, what is a Snorlax in professional wrestling to you?
No, a literal Snorlax.
Like okay, we want a literal Snorlax. If there's like maybe Ray Phoenix is trying to get out to the ring, he's got a big match with Pentagon Jr. And as soon as he gets to the curtain, there's just a Snorlax blocking his way to the ring. And he gets counted out.
And this is perfect because it is a studio show. They don't have to move the Snorlax every week. It's just
they can build around the Snorlax.
Oh, yeah.
If they're building their own set, you build around the Snorlax. That is a very good point, though. And I'm glad you bring it up, because for the same reason, I think it becomes a very tired trope if you don't do anything new with it, of the villainous boss. I think Cueto, I'm going to say Dario Cueto is one of the better, if not like top 5, at least on American television, like villainous wrestling bosses.
Yes, because he seems, we've said it before, he seems to be trying to summon a god. And if that is what he is doing, it's not just like, I have a big ego and I want a lot of money. No, he wants to summon a god.
Yeah, he's fucking wild. And everything, like every choice he makes is just the most, I don't want to just be a villain. How can I make sure my Saturday morning cartoon character is reviled among children across the playgrounds nationwide? He is so over the top because his mission, and he does have like a clear character want. Maybe he clearly wants something. We don't know what it is yet. I think God's speculation. That's where I'm leaning to. But it's one of those like, I don't know what it is, but I can feel he clearly wants that. Like it's a very clear want, even if I don't know what the want is. And it's so much better than, I just don't like him. I don't know. He's bald and he drinks beer. I hate that shit. Like that's okay, cool. But why?
Yeah.
But yeah, Cueto's fucking dope.
I need to go. So speaking on that, I need to go to Buffalo so I can form actual hatred opinions for it. So when I come here, I can be a more effective villain to you.
Why? I'm sorry I don't hate my hometown. I feel like that blows your mind. That I'm like, I really do enjoy, but I really do enjoy Loganberry is pretty cool. That's about it. Loganberry is pretty cool.
What about that creek you would go dirt bike at?
Oh, you know that creek I would dirt bike at that I never actually dirt biked? I had to mountain bike, and then the rich kids had dirt bikes, and they also had drugs, and I wasn't allowed to hang out with them because they had dirt bikes and drugs. But that's okay. I had a good time.
Do you think one of them is a sentient bike that he got like a magic bean?
I know that one of my childhood friends growing up was in fact a sentient dirt bike turned that way because of a magic bean. Now, can I talk about it? Not really. The CIA is always listening. And they can all go fuck themselves.
I'm sorry, Sean, but I've looked at our listenership. Not even the CIA is listening to this.
Okay, then yeah, I can talk about it. Johnny, I miss you. Johnny, come back, you dirt bike motherfucker. God damn.
Goddamn, dog. I don't know who did it, but I feel like upon entering the ring or walking to it and you slam your head back and you either spray beer or water in the air, that post-COVID is a criminal offense.
That was, thankfully, Triple H, who did perform the water bottle spit, is super injured, will never, most likely never ever wrestle again.
He doesn't need to. He's making that CEO money.
Absolutely. So thankfully that means no one's getting spat on in the face with the nasty water from his mouth.
Speaking of that, and this would be more for Shuffling the Deck, but my friend Dakota Rust, you listen to Shuffling the Deck, it's in this feed. You'll hear about him. He was my best friend in middle school and high school, and he was very into the rap group Cottonmouth Kings. And he went to an all-ages show, or maybe it was 16 Up, of Cottonmouth Kings at the intersection in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And boy, oh boy, looking back, I love remembering conversations that two moms would have together, and one of them being outraged and the other one being like, oh yeah, I can like kind of see this, but like, is it really that big of a deal? Like, clearly that's what was going in their heads, because his mom was recanting to my mom of the Cottonmouth Kings. They were smoking weed and spraying beer into the audience, and this is not a 21 Up show. I just don't understand.
You know, I hate agreeing with moms.
Yeah.
One of my least favorite things to do in life is to agree with a mother. But I do see that point. I love beer spraying, weed smoking shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you should smoke I don't know if you should get high on stage at your underage, and specifically your all ages show.
Yeah. That I will agree with. Yeah. Do you want to, I'll remedy this and give you a situation where you're like, well, I don't agree with that mother at all.
I would love to disagree with a mother.
Okay, so it was my mom and Kathy Walcott. She babysat, and I was friends with their sons, Brett, Corey, and Ryan. My mom was screaming in her driveway. We lived a block away, but it's not like I could be like, oh, that's mother screaming about her current soapbox. This was my mother's soapbox at this time. I think it would have been around like 1998-ish, maybe 1999. Okay. My mother was saying, I can't believe it's on movie posters. It is on billboards. I see it all the time. It's on commercials. I cannot believe they named a movie Austin Powers in The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah, baby.
If you're from England, like my pen pal and my friends are, I've been to England before, that's practically like putting The Spy Who Fucked Me. Do you think we should have our children seeing posters say, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Fucked Me? No. And I'm constantly, whenever I see The Spy Who Shagged Me, that conversation darts into my head because my mom said it to multiple people many times.
I just love that the soapbox. I have pen pals from England. Uh-huh. I've listened to the Beatles. I read the opening cover of a Jane Austen novel. Uh-huh. I got through about half of the words on that cover. So yeah, I think I know a little bit about something. Shouts out to Margie.
My mom also, so this was kind of a more reasonable soapbox. I went to a school called Godfrey Lee. I used to think it was like being free from God, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But as a child, I was saying that.
I'm assuming it's a school dedicated in the name of comedian Godfrey.
I wish, or Gilbert cool. Godfrey.
Ah, man, one of my favorite jokes of all time. Bob Dylan running off a cliff.
So across right next to it, there was, I think, a store, and then that went out of business, and then a bar, a pub was being formed in there, being created.
Oi, 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 oi.
It was an Irish pub, and my mother is very, very Irish. Mm-hmm. My two last names are McCollum. One of those is more Irish than the other. You figure out which one.
No country for old marshland monsters.
Uh-huh.
Ayo.
My mom, it was called McNasty's, and...
No, it wasn't. Nothing's allowed to be called McNasty's. I'm sorry. You know what, Irish Americans? No, you need to calm down.
If you're...
I want to burn Boston to the ground some days.
If your classroom this was preschool to second grade, if your classroom was along the street or on the like side facing McNasty's, you would
Stop calling it McNasty's.
You would see their big sign that was a like near comic book drawn, like very like stylized photo of just a dirt bag leprechaun with a stout in his hand, shit-faced McNasty's. And my mom petitioned to be like, this is next to a school. We can't have this. I'm Irish descent.
I mean, kind of true. It's not because of the Irish thing. It's probably just because I don't know if I want... Who's building a bar next to... Michigan's a pretty big place.
Yeah.
You can't get like a bar like a little further away from the children?
I guess not. It was also prime real estate, you know?
Yeah, sure.
It was on a street corner on an intersection and next to a school.
God damn it, Miss Phillips. I know I can make macaroni art. I've seen me make macaroni art. I just can't fucking get this. And I gotta step out to McNasty's. I'll be back before recess. I'm sorry. Fuck. Long division? I'm barely 4 foot tall. What do I know about long anything? I'm a child and I drink at McNasty's.
The only long thing I know is a Long Island iced tea over at McNasty's.
McNasty's, baby. The only thing I know are the rules of Aztec Warfare.
Hold on.
Dario lates.
I just have 40 minutes. I just have one more. But it's barely anything. Outer Limits.
I have so many notes. I'm sorry, I took notes on the match.
I did too, but it's not like we have a bunch of notes to talk about.
One of us may have a bunch of notes to talk about.
Okay, well, Outer Limits, the comic book store right near the school, was like, hey, oh man, kids aren't coming in to buy Pokemon cards anymore. I see them walking past just stumbling over their words and their little feet because they're shit-faced at McNasty's.
You just wanted to call out an old card store.
Well, it was also comic book stores. Check out Outer Limits. If it's still in business, that place is rad. The dude who runs it is a sweetie.
Hell yeah. You know what? Shouts out to all sweetie comic book owners, especially Outer Limits.
Yeah.
Dario Cueto lays out the rules for the Aztec Warfare match. It will start with 2 warriors, and then every 90 seconds, another competitor will enter the ring. How do you feel about James as someone who famously loves the Royal Rumble and the way it is structured and every Royal Rumble match ever? How do you feel about this 90 seconds, someone new entering?
I was fine with the 90 seconds. So originally I was like, oh man, it's shouldn't it be 60? But I think that's normally what the Royal Rumble is, right?
Yeah, I think it's 60.
With the 90, it becomes less congested, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely everyone. When I say everyone, I mean everyone gets their shit in.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone gets a moment to shine, which is how a good Rumble or any sort of multi-person match like this should be. Like if there's a reason you got booked and you got hired, it's because you can do something pretty cool and we want to see it. So, and I think the 90 seconds definitely gives everyone enough time to kind of make their entrance, do something cool, and kind of set up for the next spot.
Mm-hmm.
Eliminations are pinfall and submission, and no disqualification.
0.
Absolutely none.
Would have brought a chainsaw.
Absolutely. Gonna beat your ass raw. Chuck Taylor style, baby. Did I just combine Limp Bizkit and the Best Friends? Absolutely. We're gonna get into our number 1 competitor. Guys, it's Phoenix.
Oh, damn, he's soaring through the air. He's reborn from fire.
Unfortunately, he's number 1, even though he is reborn from fire, which is, I love this. I hate because it makes me so angry that he went to the finals last week of that weird placement, unique opportunity. He got all the way to the finals, barely lost, and now he's got the worst position of the entire card.
That Cueto.
What a piece of trash.
I was gonna say he's a little tricky boy.
He's a little trickster. He's got a little bit of Loki in him.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Wow, crazy. We should do a podcast. Number 2. I'm assuming this doesn't get released. I'm assuming that's why we have no listeners. It's because you listen to the episodes back and you're like, absolutely not.
Yeah,
and then you delete.
I put the RSS link on a secret website that like you can find, but it's very hard to, just like Sean and one of his friends did with their podcast.
I don't know if he ever actually put them up.
You're like, no, truly, I never found it.
This did happen. Yeah, no, I never did. I couldn't. They were micro podcasts. See if you can find them. It was with me and comedian Asher Stolman. Oh. Good luck, fuckers. Number 2 entrant, which is really no better than number 1, except you sound like Poopy.
They really emphasize like, oh, if you know his experiences in past with Cueto, number 2 means something.
Yeah, Johnny Mundo is number 2.
Should have been
Which,
Chavo.
you know what? I do buy. And I like that. Like that's also something that Rumble matches, like good Rumble matches or Aztec Warfare matches do, is bring a lot of storylines together. Mm-hmm. Like Johnny Mundo's got, I think, a couple big rivalries going. He's got a friendly rivalry with Puma. He's got a major rivalry with Big Rick, and he's probably the one guy on the roster who has the most grudge against Cueto. Mm-hmm. Hell, he stole Cueto's key. Like he's the one guy to get over on Cueto. So this number 2, like, and it's like little detail work, I think, that's gonna like carry a lot of storylines through in this big match. Like, is this match all about Cueto versus Mundo? No, but the number 2 delineation is a nice little detail that fleshes out that story.
He also has a one-sided beef with Vampiro.
Yeah, Vampiro fucking hates Johnny Mundo
for no reason.
Yeah, even during this match, Vampiro will go on record saying, you know what, I didn't know how I felt about him, but I respect him. He's earned my respect. And then like 10 seconds later, fuck this guy. Are you kidding me?
He's only here for money. Isn't that weird, guys? He's trying to make a living doing the profession he chose.
Play my music. Play my fucking music, please. But the big speculation on the number 2 statement, Stryker has that line, Johnny Mundo would rather die standing than live on his knees. And Vampiro doesn't understand those words, and he hates them. Did you catch that at all?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened there?
I have no idea.
Neither did I. Great.
Because like Vampiro, maybe he thought like sucking dick because he's a juggalo and they always go that way.
Probably. Fucking juggalos.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. You're so lucky you got out of that rat race. It's someone, I'm not deep into juggalo culture. I just have a Reddit.
I also I don't like being in any rat race because I'm always screaming at my dad. I go, I'm prairie dogging you back here, Dad.
And I'm always going, abba dabba dabba, because I pierced my tongue. And my best friend is Seth Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I'm prairie dogging.
Jon Lovitz is so good in that movie. God, Jon Lovitz is great. Lovitz should be... If Jon Lovitz was the general manager of a wrestling company, like if he was a Dario Cueto type, do you think he's a good guy or a bad guy?
I think he is an agent of chaos.
Yeah. I think whatever he wants, all he wants is like... You know what I think it is? Okay, so like a good character, good villains have wants. Like that's what makes his evil plan so evil. Jon Lovitz opens a wrestling show... And his only goal, he's doing it producers. He's taken out insurance policies on all of his competitors. So he wants everyone to get horribly injured. And that's his number one goal is everyone gets terribly injured. He cashes out and he takes off.
Or it could be a situation of it's a pretty, like you get paid well, but the matches are so stupid and he's running it so incompetently. You're like, I want out of my contract. And he's like, all right, that's fine. But in the contract, it says, if you want out, you have to pay me an exuberant amount of money. So people are like, fuck, okay, fine. And he's like,
I can't wrestle in a turkey suit every week. I have gear. I have really nice tights that have my name on it in sparkly letters. It's like, cool, are those tights a turkey suit? No. Well, here's the ticket. And then he throws you a turkey suit and you are the gobbledygooker forever. Jon Lovitz should be an on-air general manager for a wrestling show.
Absolutely.
That's what... fuck, man. Because, god damn it, I'm so bad. That sounds amazing.
Goddamn, dog.
I need Jon Lovitz in the middle of the ring creating Aztec Warfare style matches, except they are covered it's foam jelly and it's sticky, and there is a fart machine. Every time someone gets eliminated, there's a fart machine that makes a stinky sound. I want Jon Lovitz to take over every wrestling show ever I go to. I want to try to hit freelance at the end of this month. I really want Jon Lovitz to be there just calling matches. Johnny Mundo and Phoenix have very good chemistry as the opening two. They're great. They're phenomenal.
Who's number 3?
Mr. Cisco. This little cholo is riding solo. Thanks, Matt Stryker. We also have a lore drop for Mr. Cisco. Mr. Cisco, one half of Cisco and Castro, along with Bale, are the crew members. They're the goons of Big Rick. Mm-hmm. And we find out that Mr. Cisco's nickname from his crew is the Rusty Screwdriver. No, just Rusty Screwdriver. Again, hey James, you know what's going on here?
No idea, just like Vampiro.
Cool, yeah, all of us, you, me, and Vampiro have at least this in common. It's interesting. It changes. Johnny Mundo has a lot of parkour. They name dropped a lot, but he's gone on record saying parkour and martial arts films, like kung fu films, have a huge influence on his wrestling style. Mm-hmm. And then Phoenix is really one of the most innovative, if not the most innovative, luchadors in the past 20 years. Maybe he's doing some insane lucha spots. And then here comes Mr. Cisco with a much more fuck you, Rusty Screwdriver style. And we get some nice variety here.
Phoenix is one of the most influential lucha libre in the past 20 years. Well, microbreweries are the most influential on me the past 20 beers.
Do you even drink?
No, I've never been drunk.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, just checking.
Who's number 4?
Before number 4 even gets out, actually, Cisco is eliminated.
Oh, damn.
So we'll get to number 4. But Cisco avoids a Phoenix moonsault, but as he's rolling away from the moonsault, he rolls into Johnny Findamundo, which was a nice little spot. It's like, oh, thank God. Ouch. And then number 4 leads to King Cuerno.
This dude looks like he was generated in a character creation screen. Like, he's so perfect. He's an Adonis.
Okay. I was curious which way you were going with that.
No, he was
not in a generic way.
No, ooh, baby. You could only get this toned in the Unreal Engine, in Unity. You're creating a character in Blender, whatever these things are called. That's where this man was made and then 3D printed with blood, tissues, diapers.
Sure. Yeah, thank God. Oh, I was worried.
Muscle.
I was like, this beautiful Jack baby's gonna shit everywhere. Oh, he comes with diapers? Thank you.
Skeins and eyeballs.
I think the future Santos Escobar, the more I watch him, the more I'm just like in love with this dude. He's cut jacked to the gills. He also, and I've talked about this before, I'll probably talk about this every time I see him. His movements are so dialed in to this character. They're so direct. He's always talking. Even when he first gets into the ring. Also, shouts out to Stryker, giving everyone like 3 nicknames as they come in. The High Plains Drifter, the Huntsman, the Pursuer. The first thing he doesn't run in and immediately punch someone in the face. He doesn't run in and immediately try. He scopes out the situation like a hunter, like the Huntsman, like the Pursuer. He checks it out. He sees what's going on. Then as soon as they clock him, he kind of like he puts himself into this position where he can dodge a punch that then, like, as he ducks out of the way, it's a wild punch that hits the other guy in the face. Like, he's using people's moves against them in like this really tactical, interesting way.
And that's why he's the champion now, because he wins.
I love King Cuerno. He's and everything else he does. Like, he's not just like moving tactically. He's also just like fucking smooth and sharp and precise. I say it he's fucking God, I love this man.
Who's number 5?
Number 5 is Son of Havoc, the asphalt ass kicker riding in on a CP Customs bike. He's not, but Matt Stryker says he did, so we will believe him. How did you feel about Son of Havoc this week?
He does this stuff where he's just flipping off the ropes. Mm-hmm. Is he from acrobatics? Like, is he a Nightwing?
He is a Nightwing, but from professional wrestling. He's a long time. This is Matt Cross, a.k.a. MDog20. All of you Backyard Wrestling 2 fans out there know exactly who this is. All you CZW fans know who this is.
But when he was like 5 years old, was he in acrobatics or was he just some dirt bike kid being on a dirt bike, also a dirtbag kid doing backyard wrestling?
I'm curious. I would guess he was a dirt bike. He was a dirt bike dirtbag kid doing like backyard wrestling. But I'm guessing that based on his history of death matches, and just like long time, sort of like where he's been around. I don't know. I don't think he was a gymnast before he was a wrestler. I think he was always a wrestler, but so good. Yeah, it's interesting because as we presented, this feels like a very different Son of Havoc this week.
Hey, dude.
Is he a gymnast?
Yes, he was a competitive gymnast for 10 years.
Oh, shit. That explains that perpendicular elbow drop spot he did before. Remember when he was like hanging off the post sideways and then he just drops a bow?
Yeah, he won gold medals in both the rings and the vault at the Junior Olympic Games.
Holy shit. Fucking, this dude's great.
See, that's why you got to look at how people wrestle, and then you might be like, hey, he's a Nightwing.
He's kind of a Nightwing. But a very different style. Before Son of Havoc in previous weeks has been presented as really just, we throw around dirtbag a lot, but Son of Havoc has been the dirtbag, right? He doesn't like women. He doesn't respect little people. He's really kind of a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. This week's a little, and he'll do that in his moves where he'll cheat. He'll take advantages. He won't do cool, flashy stuff. He comes in and immediately like just does his best stuff.
Yeah.
Which here's it. Like, it's like, it depends where they're going with him next. I'm glad they did though, because you can get good character wrestlers. Like you can get someone who can just like fulfill the character and like do the bare minimum and cheat. Mm-hmm. But you have this guy who is a former junior gold medalist. You have, well-traveled and has some of the coolest moves in wrestling at the time. Like he's got a really exciting moveset, and you don't want to hamper that with a character who wouldn't do those things.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy they really let Son of Havoc go as he enters. Like the handspring plancha takes out everyone. Like that's his final move is that sort of octagon style, Great Muta style handspring plancha over the top rope to the outside. Wipes out everyone, lands on his feet, big smile. Front row kids and moms, they love him. Second row dad is going for a high five. Like it's one of those things where it's like I don't know. Do you turn him babyface? Or are you just going to let him do cool stuff every now and then, but maintain that he is a piece of shit?
I think the latter.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. It's hard when you have, there's a wrestler now, Sammy Guevara, is kind of running into this thing where the moveset you do is very exciting and people would cheer for it because it's very impressive. But your character is a piece of shit. So you have to like kind of like find that line of like, what are just the cool things I get to do? And then what are like again, that's why I love King Cuerno so much, where he does get to do cool things, but it all serves the character.
He's very much in that sense like current President Donald Trump.
How so? Because you say these words.
Because he's like flashy, you want to cheer him, but he's a piece of shit. And he's our president, so like you should already be cheering that.
I feel like you just put some words together and I was hoping I wouldn't call you out on it.
I was hoping you would fight of being like, one, James, he's not our current president, and two, like...
Well, no, he is our... Hold on. Who do you think is our current president? Sleepy Joe? I say Sleepy No. I fucking hate that guy, dude.
Wait, which guy?
Exactly. Listen to the podcast and find out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yeah, I guess Son of Havoc is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Good for him.
No, he's absolutely not.
No, he's great. I'm so happy. I'm so happy he gets to do these cool. He gets to like show off because he's.
I would love to see Donald Trump jump from the top rope just because
I would love to see Donald Trump hit a springboard 450 splash.
His shins would snap in half.
I feel like he would slap himself in the face with his own gut. Like he would be midair flipping and then his stomach just kind of comes up and hits him in the forehead. He goes, ouch.
No, he'd suck his own dick because he's got that thick hog.
This is the last bit of dick sucking I'm going to give to Son of Havoc, where I'm just like really happy. Because one of the things I don't know a lot about Son of Havoc, but I do remember, I believe it was Tough Enough, the WWE reality show, where they were it would be a reality show where they were trading would-be wrestlers, and somebody wins and they get a contract. And it was like the first day of tryouts, and he was in the ring. And again, this is a guy, he's a former junior Olympian. He's been wrestling for a little bit now, so he can do some really cool things. And he's in there, and they're kind of doing their warm-ups, and Stone Cold Steve Austin's there. And, he's not doing a lot. He's kind of doing the basics, which, you know what, makes sense. These are new people. Nobody should get hurt on the first day of auditions. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with doing what you're told and playing it safe. And Stone Cold's like, why aren't you showing me anything? He's like, I'm doing everything you guys ask of me. That's your problem. You're just doing what we ask of you. You're not doing anything. You're out of here. And he gets cut before he can do anything.
Boo.
And it's like, what the what? Like this, I would rather someone be safe than be reckless and get someone else injured on the first day of tryouts.
Yeah.
Like I had someone, like a guy who can do what M-Dog can and chooses to hone that in to take care of other people. That's who I want on my roster.
Yeah.
And so so he never got to the WWE. And so it's real cool to see him do dope shit on Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm.
Who's number 6?
6 is Pimpinella Escarlata, and Pimpy goes wherever Pimpy likes, baby. Pimpy's pretty cool. It's cool to see Pimpy here.
Yeah.
Love back. And you know what? I gotta start giving love back to Matt Stryker, who has the beautiful line, "Don't judge a book by its cover. See people for their heart, not for their race, their gender, or their style." Love me some Pimpy. I know Matt Stryker says a lot of bullshit, but that was a fun line to hear on TV.
And I thought that was Vampiro.
No, I think that was Stryker.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know. If it was Vampiro, I'm sorry. If it was Matt Stryker, I'm also sorry. Pimpinella is doing their thing. They lands a big smooch on Phoenix, then goes for the smooch on the referee, but Cuerno cuts off the smooch and drop kicks Pimpy as number 7 makes their way to the ring. Prince motherfucking Puma, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Puma. By the time Puma hits the ring, Mundo is the only one in there, and they just beat the shit out of each other. And they got an interesting... I like the story they're telling here. How do you feel about two good guys beating the shit out of each other?
I'm fine, but there's other people they could be teaming up on. This would be the greatest Rumble that you'd ever see. A tag team who's just been grinding it out for a while. They have a fan base, and they go to the Rumble, and what happens is one's like early on and one's in the middle, and once that middle, they team up and just start wrecking house, and they're the last two. And it would be like if they're like friends from childhood, just like a lot of relationship and past is there. And they just like slap each other's hands, shake, and then have the fucking greatest wrestle match they ever had. And whoever wins. Would be the coolest shit. And I don't know why good guys just don't do that.
Honestly, I would love to see. I would love to see that with like New Day.
Oh yes,
New Day's. I think when New Day are in the Rumble, they're very good about teaming up with each other. Mm-hmm. They're very cool. They just never. I don't know, push New Day. Let them go to the finals. Let Kofi, if it ended up just being Kofi and like Xavier Woods as the final two, it would be amazing because they're both like phenomenal workers and would be kind of a heartbreaking, beautiful story.
Yeah.
Hey, Kofi, Xavier, I fought for you. I always stood up for you when you got your title chance, but I have my shot now. I'm not asking you to lay down, but I just need you to understand that I won't lay down either. And they both, and it's this beautiful, because it hurts, but it's what you have to do.
I don't even think we would need that element. It's the element of, hey, we've been doing this as friends for fucking ever. What we wanted as children is what we're about to do, which is give the world the fucking greatest last 10 minutes of a Rumble that you've ever seen. It does not matter. We have both won. At the end of the day, this is a win for us. And that's the shit I want to see. But you can't have that with a Vince McMahon or an angry CEO. They don't want that good time feeling.
Which was the nice thing, honestly, about Kofi. Are you familiar with Kofi Mania and sort of how that? I know we talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it before.
Yeah, and I whenever I want a good cry, I'll watch that video of the Big E or is Big E Xavier?
Big E Xavier and Kofi Kingston.
Okay, all right, because I was like, Xavier also ends with or starts with an E, so I'm not sure if that's another moniker.
Actually, Xavier starts with an X. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not EX. Mm-mm. All right.
Hell yeah.
Them backstage watching him win and they start crying, ooh, baby. Yeah. It's so good.
Kofi's family comes out. It's like, and everything leading up, it was so beautiful. And seeing that, like especially now that Vince is gone, I would love, like, they've definitely got something going on now. Like, I don't think they're positioned right now to do it this year, but I would love to see that. Like, because I feel like those would be the guys. Even though they met in WWE, they are very close and they've stayed together for a very long time.
I think I know when this will happen. It'll be like 2029, because if they're 10 years behind, the whole wholesomeness of Ted Lasso will finally catch up in 10 years. So 2029, that's when we get some wholesome wrestling finally happening.
There's a lot of real good wholesome wrestling.
But you know what I mean, like a good-hearted, happy cry that you do at the end of a Rumble.
Yo, I'm telling you, man. At Hangman beating Kenny Page, Hangman beating Kenny. That was a feel-good cry. I can't believe we've gotten here. Oh my God, all of his friends are here and they're giving him a big stinky hug. You believe in yourself even more than the title. What you've earned is your own self-respect. That's a whole, like that's the like. Good wrestling should have a little bit of everything. It should have some wholesomeness to it as well. I'm trying to think honestly, anytime the New Day win is a very wholesome moment. I love that shit. But or even on that, like, because you could do wholesome or you could do tragedy, and it depends on the workers. Neither is a wrong choice. It just comes down to then our taste. Like Misawa Kawada were childhood friends, legitimately, who came up through wrestling together, became each of one of the four pillars of All Japan, the four pillars of heaven that really elevated that company in the early 90s. And then Misawa became the Triple Crown champion. And Kawada, as much as he always supported his friend, wanted to continue supporting his friend. Shit, I'm here for the belts. I would be lying to myself if I told you I didn't want to be champion myself. And betrayed Misawa, left his team, formed the Holy Demon Army with Akira Taue. And it's a similar story, but just very tragic. Mm-hmm. And then in that case, it's like, cool. Can we also get some wholesome? Because I want everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. The story right now with Mundo and Puma, because it's different, obviously. These guys have met in Lucha Underground, right? They don't have a long term, but they very quickly connected on, hey, we respect each other. Unfortunately, there's no real tag division, and Conan is in Puma's ear, so Mundo, it becomes this weird, like, I have to kick the shit out of you. I still respect you, but you're clearly in my way. Because I want to be the guy. I want to be the face of this company. In Johnny Mundo's case, I've been around the block for a minute. I've earned this. This is now my time. And in Puma's case, who the fuck are you? You're kind of... I'm the fresh face. Everyone's behind me for a reason. I am the new blood. This is my time.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. If all of my friends were to succeed around me in the field that they're doing, I'm cool with that because nepotism, baby. Yeah. They'll bring me with.
This is also the sports side of it, where it's unfortunately he can't bring you with. There's only one champion.
Okay, well then you say, hey, let's do this tag team and let's start pushing that.
They don't have a tag division. There's no tag championship yet.
Eventually will. Sean.
You don't know that. You don't know the rules of you don't know the timeline.
If you started doing warm up for Good Morning America, would you bring me on as your assistant?
I mean, but again, that is different. This is competition.
But would you?
What? Yes.
Hell yes, guys. Oh, man, I'm getting crafty.
That question had nothing to do with this episode. You're just trying to get a good on Good Morning America.
Of course I am.
You fooled me. I cannot believe this.
I also have very good credentials as an assistant. I never was officially one, but at that ticketing company that is the devil, I was a very good assistant to my manager.
Well done. But But James, if they had to be number one, if they're like, we only got one spot up here, and we'd love to give it to you, but it means your friend doesn't get this sweet, sweet record contract. Would you betray? Would you take it? Would you take it over your friends? You can't bring anyone. It's only you. And this is the sweetest record contract I've ever handed out to anybody ever.
How long is the record contract for?
1,000,000 years.
Oh, wow. Then it's not the best record contract.
I'm going to let you live for 1,000,000 years. You also become a vampire. It's half record contract, half interview with a vampire.
Oh, well, no, Sean,
You will be a vampire and a multi-million record salesman.
Queen of the Damned? That's truly what that movie is.
Okay, would you be Queen of the Damned, though?
I guess, because eventually, I could I can't even financially support my friends to say hey, here's $100,000, start your own studio and do this. That's my own money. I can do that.
Well, Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo are fighting for the right to become the next Queen of the Damned. When the girl in leather shows up and we don't know who she is or why she's here. Number 8. I'll say yes.
I'm so pissed that she wasn't number 19 or 18.
She might not be a wrestler, which is fine. I'm a good manager on the outside, can be a really fun character and add a lot of depth. Who is she, though?
It would have been cool if at 18, who is that? They're looking, no one's there. Then all of a sudden she stands up, whips off her trench coat, and she goes in and just fucking wrecks house.
Yeah, I don't know if she's a wrestler, though. I don't want to look her up because I don't want to spoil.
Would it be cool?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it would be cool.
There we go. Who's number 8 or whatever?
Are you mad at me?
Whatever. Who's number 8?
It's Evilise, and she's great.
Yeah.
The bitch is back. Poison Ivy Evilise. Immediately runs in head scissors. What I have
so
it here.
Cool.
Head scissors into high kick into tornado DDT.
So
moving
cool.
with purpose. Yeah. We've talked about, you're a big Evilise fan. I'm a big Evilise fan. This is an Evilise supporting podcast.
Uh-huh.
Pimpinella considers smooching Evilise before dropping her to go after King Cuerno. I love that Pimpinella's number one offensive maneuver is a kiss.
Like a Pokemon would.
Kind of like a Pokemon would. Yeah, she's using, Pimpinella's using Attract. It is very effective.
Mm-hmm.
Except Cuerno uses Block. And instead PK kicks, blocks the kiss, kicks Pimpy in the face, Evilise rolling elbows, and then Son of Havoc lands a shooting star press. All onto Pimpinella for the Pimpinella Escarlata elimination. And that's kind of what I like. I also like this too, where there's no real unity here. It's just, hey, we have an opportunity to eliminate somebody. Mm-hmm. Eventually we got to eliminate people. So we're going to sort of by circumstance all work together and land this really sweet sequence of moves.
Yeah.
So Pimpinella Escarlata is gone. But number 9 is coming in. It's Drago. Drago.
At this point, if there was a genie right here inside this magical lamp that I bought for $50 instead of groceries today, if I were to rub it and all of a sudden a Robin Williams genie came out.
Are you calling Drago Robin Williams as a genie?
No, I was hoping you would be genie and we could improvise me wishing that there would be a tag team up with Drago and Mill because they're my favorite wrestlers right now.
Okay, hold on. We can do that. Improv.
I'm rubbing this lamp.
Whoa. Hey, crazy. Fisher King. What's going on, James?
Hey, you're the genie, right?
No, I'm the Fisher King.
The Fisher King.
Yeah, it's a really sad movie. I'm a homeless man.
Okay, so this is another.
I think I'm a knight.
Robin Williams. You could have gone with another sad movie, Bicentennial Man.
UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You're ugly. Robin Williams. Hey.
So, Mr. Genie, or Fisher King, I would really like for there to be a matchup with, or a team up with Drago and Mill.
Well, how about a team up with Robin Williams and the dude, the actor who played the Big Lebowski? Hey, we were in Fisher King together.
Again, I haven't seen Fisher King, and Fisher King just makes me think of Fisher Price, or like a king of fishermen.
I might be thinking of a different movie. Let me look it up real quick.
All right. You don't know your own discography?
No. Hey.
Wouldn't it be cool if movies could just be put on, like all movies are less than 80 minutes because we would put them on CDs.
That'd be nice.
And it's just the audio.
Okay, I was right. No, it's Fisher King.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I get this wish?
No, because I'm not a genie. I'm just a crazy guy who lives in a park. But I love you.
All right. Well, then I guess I
love you.
Use wish 1 through 3. I love you too.
Thank you.
Wish 1 through 3. Just make it so, I don't know, Buffalo doesn't smell like trash anymore.
Hey, how dare you? My city smells like Cheerios and we're damn proud of it. Number 10.
Is there a Cheerio factory in your town?
Nah, just some dude. No, there's a Cheerio factory there.
All right.
It's just one dude who made a very strange wish on a magical lamp that contained the Fisher King.
One thing about Buffalo, it also probably smells a lot like peppermint and other Christmassy things now that Hallmark has made home there.
Have they officially? Did you? I know I talked about it. I don't know if they have yet.
I just assumed because you talked about it, it was done.
I don't know. Then the pandemic, because I think that was pre-pandemic, so I don't know if that changed things. We should talk about Drago.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit. Like Drago has love Drago. You love Drago.
Uh-huh.
Is Drago your number one babyface then? Like your number one hero guy?
Wait, he is?
Is he your number one hero guy?
No, I didn't know he was a hero guy.
I think he's a good guy. Yeah, because he's feuding with King Cuerno, who's a bad guy.
Oh, okay.
So like he's he hasn't done anything specifically heroic. He's just had to fight off a villain.
I think probably Son of Havoc. He's my favorite hero.
Because you agree with his politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's a hero for the people.
Absolutely. Lock her up. That's what Son of Havoc says. Drago's fucking great. Sweep kicks, big dodges. Him and Puma lock up, and there's this, Drago hits a Poison Rana, which is a Hurricane Rana, but from the back, you end up kind of dropping your opponent on their head. And the way Puma immediately the way he sells it, he pops back up on his feet. Or not even pops on it. He kind of just ends up landing on his feet with his hands in the old school fisticuff, like Fighting Irish style, before collapsing.
Hey, my mom might be listening.
Oh, I'm so sorry. McNasties, shouts out. While this is going on, Evilise ends up picking a fight with Cuerno. Eats the thrill of the hunt. Evilise is eliminated.
Around this time, Vampiro says, it's been nonstop at least 20 minutes. And I looked at it and I was like, well, there's a 1.5-minute intro. Then, okay, so, hey, it hasn't even been 17 minutes for this episode. So not even 14 minutes in this match, Vampiro. It's nowhere near 20 yet.
Play his music. Number 10, Bale, who is another member of the crew of Big Rick's. It's still weird because he just kind of came out of nowhere. We're all like, oh yeah, Bale. Okay. But you know what? Shout out. I love this decision. Bale does not enter the ring. He stays on the outside to beat the shit out of some dudes. Which and that's the whole, anytime Big Rick and his crew come up, the whole story is these are not luchadors in the technical sense. These are not technical wrestlers. These are just dudes who are going to beat the shit out of you in the back of a Denny's. So like Bale coming in and it's like, hey, why the fuck would I go in the ring? I could just punch a dude in the back of the head from out here. I love it. I think Bale is pretty neat and does some neat things. Phoenix hits his no hands tope moonsault. Drago follows up with a top rope corkscrew to the floor. And in the ring, Puma roundhouses Son of Havoc's Son of Head off of his Son of Body to eliminate Son of Havoc.
Yeah.
I can only apologize for your favorite wrestler's elimination.
Yeah, it sucked. Sean, I just posted a picture in the chat.
Okay, should I look at it now?
Yeah. This is, I'm guessing, the newer logo.
So it is the logo of McNasties. It is a gentleman. He's not a leprechaun.
He used to be a leprechaun.
I was gonna say, he's dressed like a leprechaun, but he's in fact just some kind of fat Irish dude. And I do love him. All right, McNasties, I'm on board.
We got to pinning Bale and Cortez, right?
No, we just got to the pin of Son of Havoc.
Oh, okay.
Damn, spoilers. People might be, there's a bunch of Bale and Castro fans out there who think they're going to go the distance. Cortez Castro makes his entrance at number 11, the linchpin of the crew, the best technical wrestler of the crew, according to Matt Stryker. And I love Vampiro comes in. It's not so much he's the best technical, he's just kind of the meanest. So like he just punches the most.
And I'm
like,
the meanest.
He's the ween. He pushed the little daisies and it makes them come up, baby. Weenus as hell. And I like, and they change the pace. They do what you were talking. They kind of hit what you were talking about before. They are a team, so they come in and they start teaming up on everyone else. Slows the match. They slow the match down essentially. Hey, you fans like all this big flippy shit? Well, how about I throw someone on the ground and then I bite their face? I think Bale, he just starts biting faces.
They're all like, yo, ho, blow the man down. I hope
they're pirates. Wait, hold on.
You said
what?
Something along the lines of like blow them down or something.
Slow. I think I said slow.
Oh, slow the man down.
Yeah, Cortez Castro comes in, just starts giving oral to everybody.
Ooh,
everybody,
blow them down.
Just a bunch of blowjobs. Nobody knows what they're doing. Everybody comes. Cortez Castro is the new champion of Lucha Underground. We don't even get to the rest of the match. Nobody else enters. They see Cortez Castro handing out those nasty blowjobs. They're like, this is the greatest technique I've ever seen. I'm done. I tap out.
Handing out those McNasty blowjobs.
Ooh. And how about McNasty number 12, Ricky Mandel?
He didn't get the shot he deserved in this match.
No, yeah, you were right. Ricky Mandel's the man. Ricky Mandel's great here. Not even nervous, the sweet, innocent underdog. He does something good. Like I said, he doesn't get as much shit in, but he serves a very important story purpose. Where Bale and Castro, who at this point in Lucha Underground aren't the strongest looking individuals, right? They don't usually win. Is that fair to say? They usually get beat up by Johnny Mundo.
Yeah.
But because they have the numbers advantage, there's no DQ, and that's kind of their specialty, they've taken over the match. But this is probably the strongest Bale and Castro has ever looked. The crew has ever looked. Are these two working together while everyone else was working solo to take over? It's not until Ricky Mandel, the next entrant, makes his way in, and he evens the odds. He doesn't get as much cool stuff in, but he evens the odds, and he clears the lane for Puma to rolling Northern Lights, into suplex, into standing shooting star press, eliminates Bale. And then Johnny with the running head scissors, single leg drop kick into Shining Wizard to eliminate Castro.
And I loved this, and I knew it was going to happen because as Castro's getting pinned, you hear the drums starting to... So every 5 seconds, drums would start going off to signify the next person coming to the ring. Mm-hmm. And throughout, once all of the crew was announced and they're in the ring, Vampiro and Stryker are talking like, oh... They just need to hold out till Big Rick is in the ring, and they're gonna just run this and pin 3. Then we get another 3, 2, 1 from the crowd, and it's Big Rick coming in with no friends.
Ricky Mandel fucked up the entire scheme. But Big Rick makes his entrance at number 13. Immediately, where the fuck's my crew? Castro, why didn't you bite more faces? Who the fuck is Ricky Mandel ruining my schemes? He's still Big Rick, though. So as much as he doesn't get his crew to, definitively lock up the match, he absolutely clears house. And the first thing he does is Uranagi Mandel to eliminate him. Sorry, Ricky.
Big Rick is how most people play Fortnite, which is, I'm just going to get as many kills as I can. I see someone, I'm going to start shooting. But that's not how you play Fortnite or any last man standing thing. You wait it out, you glamp, you go in a bush that no one can see you in, and you wait there and you don't leave until the storm is a-brewing. Yeah, Big Rick looks for a lot of fights, which is an interesting choice. Not the most strategically involved, but it's one of those things it doesn't make the most story psychology sense, but it does look fucking cool to see this massive dude taking on 3 guys. Yeah. Yeah. So Big Rick is clearing house. He eventually gets Drago up in a gorilla press, which is basically, you know how sometimes you lift things with your both hands and you put it over your head? Mm-hmm. That's what he extends his, that's what a gorilla press is. You have your opponents who are perpendicular to you, you lift them up and extend your arms, which is a very hard thing to do, especially to a fully grown professional wrestler. But Big Rick's fucking huge. So he presses up Drago, and Cuerno comes in, and he's like, hey, please. He just says, please. And fucking Big Rick throws Drago,
who's been Cuerno, like they're both at 1-1. They fucking hate each other. Cuerno, like Drago is Cuerno's prey, has been for weeks. Big Rick throws Drago onto Cuerno's shoulders, hits Thrill of the Hunt, 1, 2, 3. Cuerno gets the elimination on Drago. Which, it's such, that's what these matches can do. Here's a lot of stories, and they will like intersect with each other. Mm-hmm. Big Rick has nothing to do with he has nothing to do with the Drago Cuerno rivalry, but eliminating Drago will help him out. And now that he has no crew, having a temporary ally in King Cuerno will help him out. And I love seeing people who haven't interacted before just randomly interact.
Yeah.
Deadpool just shows up and he's hanging out with Wolverine. I love that shit. Oh, what's that? It's Superman and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I fucking love that shit.
Godzilla and Charles Barkley. Hell yeah.
I fucking love that shit. Classic commercial for Nikes. It's so cool. Right after that, though, deep crucifix pin from Mundo to eliminate King Cuerno.
No.
If King Cuerno has one weakness, it's his obsession. He is obsessed with Drago right now, and he doesn't notice Mundo right behind him to roll him up and eliminate his hunty ass.
He's probably going to start going after Prince Puma because he's the other animal on the crew.
Probably. I will say, the nice thing, it would make sense. The nice thing they do at this point, though, everyone's been pretty like, no, there's a reason I'm going after you. Like, even though Johnny Mundo does not have an animal gimmick, he might go after him just because he fucked him. Like, he's a very petty individual.
Well, also, his pants look a little like an animal.
Meow. If you were to eat an animal, who would you call?
Cuerno.
Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Yeah. Both. King Cuerno is my real Ghostbuster. Pentagon Jr. is number 14. Pentagon's fucking great. Arrives, clotheslines everyone and their mothers until Big Rick stands up, and then he's like, "Oh shit, Big Rick is still in this match. Oh no." Mm-hmm. But this is where the double teams on Big Rick begins. Fuck. Pentagon has an insane sort of run here. Big Rick puts Pentagon in the full Nelson, hands clasped behind the neck. Penta manages to duck right as Puma and Mundo super kick Big Rick. Puma and Mundo, it's this very like tense respect. We need to work together to get rid of Big Rick. We will work together to get rid of some of these douchebags. But at the end of the day, I'm going to fight you because that's my job. That is why I'm here. I am here to become the champion. Mm-hmm. So we see this Puma and Mundo teaming up again. This tense alliance, and then Penta super kicks both of them. Then he super kicks Phoenix. Then he sling blades. Like Penta just starts going. He just starts picking up speed. Sling blade to Mundo before the power bomb on the knee to Puma, and then one of the craziest pop-up fucking power bombs. It's so weird. It's like a backdrop, but instead of him flipping over him, he flips him in front of him to power bomb Phoenix and big holy shit chance. Mm-hmm. Immediately people kind of
that was real good.
Have I told you how much I love Pentagon Jr.?
You say it all the time.
I fucking love this dude. Oh my gosh. Penta attempts to pin Phoenix. Big Rick breaks it up because I don't know why.
Because he wants the dub.
I get, but he still gets, it's elimination. Like, you still get the dub even if you don't pin him. Like, you don't, it's Fortnite style rules. Your kill count does not matter. It does not mean anything to the final dub count.
Oh, well, I mean, you get experience points for killing people, and that will help you level up.
Maybe it's for experience points. Maybe he's trying to unlock some new skins.
Yeah.
Maybe Big Rick wants to play as Rick and Morty.
Oh, baby.
He wants to be Big Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I'm Pickle Big Rick. So he breaks,
I don't know who said this, but it must have been Stryker. No, I think it was Vampiro. To someone saying, "Oh, he's a speedy little fly boy" or some shit. And it's like, come on, dude.
It's Vampiro. He hates, which, like, it's one of those things, especially now with like some of the Cornette camp and the IWC Internet Wrestling community being like, "Oh, I hate small flippy wrestlers. I just want big muscly guys." And it's like, really?
Yeah.
That's so boring. And for the years, like, Shawn Michaels was not a big dude. He just had some of the best matches. Bret Hart was not the biggest dude. He just had some of the best matches. You don't have to be the biggest dude to have the best matches and to be to be beloved.
The only big dude I have really ever liked is Mill.
Yeah, that's fair. It's interesting that you gravitated towards Mills so quickly.
Mm-hmm. It's probably because he looks like he's a demon and shit, so...
Yeah, he also, there's some mysticism behind the Rock, and we don't know what that's about. His little Dwayne in the hanky.
Mm-hmm.
I also do love, it's a brief moment, but after Big Rick breaks up the Penta as he's trying to pin Phoenix, Johnny barely on camera just kind of slides in and tries to steal the pin, but he kicks out at 2.
Damn it.
It gets weird, like, because they build him up as this, big megastar, but if you were to look at the character, he is a little desperate. He did get fired from the big paying job. He was away from the business for like 3 years. So like as much as he's this massive celebrity, he needs this. Mm-hmm. He does. It's not, there is no apathy in Johnny Mundo. He needs this. So to see him kind of slide in and try and steal that W over Phoenix is interesting. Superfly is number 15 though. And Superfly, this is the Muscles. I have the line. Muscles sometimes better than being a speedy little flyboy. Because Superfly is very much a speedy little flyboy. I don't think we see this enough. I like Big Rick shoots Superfly into the ropes. It's an Irish whip. The idea is being...
Hey.
A McNasty whip, excuse me.
There you go.
He throws him into this McNasty whip. He comes back. The idea being he's going to run back and he's going to lariat him. And it's one of those things in wrestling we kind of take advantage... We take for granted in real life. Just because someone throws you into a bouncy surface does not mean you run back at full speed. But we accept it in wrestling. I love this moment. Superfly, instead of hitting the ropes and coming back, just jumps over the ropes and hits a flipping senton on Penta on the outside. And I love that idea of like, oh man, I don't want to eat a lariat. Fuck it. And just goes flying. I don't know if you remember that moment, but it's a great moment of sometimes being a speedy little flyboy is better than being a muscle.
Oh, damn.
Got your ass, Vampiro. Play my music. Yeah, Superfly does some stuff. It's pretty cool.
There was also this crucifix thing. I've never seen it. It was gnarly. That was earlier in the match. I love crucifix pins. I forget who's doing a bomb version of that now, where instead of it just being a pin, I think it's Madison Rayne. She kind of like leans back and just like, it's the crucifix pin, but it's meant to just really like spike them down on the mat real hard, and it fucking looks brutal. I don't know, crucifixes are pretty cool. Jesus is a bitch, but crucifixes are pretty cool. Ooh, she probably calls it the inverted crucifixion.
I bet she calls it the inverted crucifixion. And I bet they call this next wrestler an inverted piece of crap is Chavo Guerrero Jr. Entering with a chair, which like very smart. How do you like as soon as you hear Cueto go like no DQ?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you immediately grab a weapon? Is that the first thing you would do?
Yeah, I'd get a goddamn revolver.
Oh, hell yeah. I said I grab my weighted Pimpinella Escarlata body pillow.
Hell
weighted
yeah.
with metal.
Oh, damn.
A revolver. Yeah, it might be smarter.
Grab some rocks from outside, put it in a sock, and run in with that.
Hell yeah. I would, but I have sex with rocks in a sock.
Okay.
So I have to use my weighted Pimpinella Escarlata pillow.
Bring in a paintball gun.
I should have brought in a paintball gun. Well, Chavo brings in a chair. And just starts handing out headshots. Lays out Superfly, eliminates him. Penta goes for the high five because that's his friend. They teamed before, right? Penta doesn't have too many alliances. This is one of his few ones. Mm-hmm. So he high fives Chavo for being a good share boy. And Chavo high fives Penta in the head with his chair. And Chavo eliminates Pentagon Jr. And Sean is very sad.
Boo to Sean being sad. He need to be happy.
No, but Pentagon's gone. Pentagon Jr. is what I have to call him now because he's no longer in this match.
Who's like number 18? I don't know what number we're
Number
at.
18 comes after number 17, who is next and is Masquerita Sagrada. He's great. He fights off Chavo, starts fighting with Phoenix. Big back and forth, ends with a massive and huge anti-air drop kick. With Masquerita kind of running from the apron, Phoenix drop kicks him out of the sky and turns his whole shit inside out. It's
so
brutal.
Fucking good.
Yeah, they're great. Number 18 is Sexy Star.
Sexy.
Yeah, I like her. She's wearing like a Miss Marvel singlet. Did you pick up on that?
No, because I have heavy blue blockers on, so I do not see any color details whatsoever.
Oh, okay. She's got like like Miss Marvel. She would wear like the singlet with like sort of the lightning down the middle is what Miss Marvel wears, and Sexy Star wore the same thing. I liked it. And Chavo's in the ring. Fuck this guy. Sexy immediately. Like I feel like this whole match is just why is Chavo still in this match? Fuck this guy. Which is true. Fuck Chavo. I hate him.
Yeah, because he like picks her up by the, what do you call it? Like the singlet, I guess. So much so like you can start seeing a lot of her underwear, and I'm like, dude, calm your tits.
I didn't even pick up on that. I have to rewatch this match.
I'm a pervert, so I pick up on all things like that.
She gets but eventually she does fight. She does fight with other people. She faces off with Big Rick at some point, which is like as much as Sexy Star as a person turns out to not be great as a character. Very cool. I love seeing her just come in and be like, "Nah, fuck this shit. Let's go, bud." Like I think she's the one. She might be the most fuck this shit. Let's go. Like always. She is always in fuck this shit. Let's go mode. Absolutely. She is the Daredevil in Miss Marvel gear of this match. And this is the moment where we get the marshmallows in reference to Big Rick being a big guy. I don't know why they said this.
But because he's holding up Masquerita and he looks, I guess, like a marshmallow because of his suit.
Yeah, okay. I guess. Well, at least it makes sense now. I don't think that makes it better.
Yeah.
But thank you. Because now I didn't get it at all. I was like, why are we just shouting out marshmallows in the middle of this match?
Because he looks like a marshmallow.
Yep. All right. Number 19. El Mariachi Loco.
This dude was good, and I do like his gimmick that, hey, he's a bartender. He's, that Tom Cruise movie.
Not even a bartender. I think they call him a dishwasher.
Oh.
He's in the Tom Cruise movie, but as a background actor.
But why is he dressed as if he's a sexy? He looks kind of like a Chippendales dancer.
I love his gear. It's different from the last time we saw him. It's red and black, sort of like pleather, so it's a little more breathable than leather. I hope it's pleather. Leathers would suck to wrestle in. And he's got this nice little waistcoat going on. It kind of looks like it's been a while since I've seen the Robert Rodriguez El Mariachi. With Antonio Banderas, but like kind of in that, like that's what they're going for. Mm-hmm. And he's great. Yeah. He's just like the man who works for tips. Like my striker clarifies, this is not done for humor. This man was a dishwasher 8 weeks ago. Are you okay, bud?
Oh, I was wondering if you would start thinking like, oh, James's screen is skipping.
I mean, I did for a second until I saw you move. And then I'm like, he wouldn't pull a trick like that in the middle of our podcast, would he?
Yes, he would.
He sure would. He gets all of his offense in, including a shake, like this sort of like dancing little super kick. And then he shakes his little hips. And then he shakes his little hips a little too much. And he gets clotheslined by Big Rick real hard.
Sean, I meant to say this when you were talking about he was a dishwasher. Where would you be billed from if you were a manager?
The back of the kitchen.
Okay, you wouldn't.
I would probably take a similar gimmick. I think I'd want to, honestly, as like a wrestling manager, I'd kind of want to be a scummy little dishwasher who like talked his way into the wrestling locker room and a paycheck. But like in actuality, like I have zero credibility. I have zero actual like reason to be there. I'm just a shitty little dishwasher who has like a cocaine connection and talked his way into a wrestling locker room.
For me, if it's WWE still on USA?
Yes, Raw is on USA Network.
So then I'd be able to do this if we're on USA. I'd be billed from the Black Lagoon because that's a Universal property.
Hell yes.
And I guess anywhere else, either the Marshland. I wouldn't want to be billed from the Bayou or the Bogs of Ireland.
Oh,
and
James,
I'd be.
You can't say Ireland.
I would, but my name would be Marshland McNasty.
Okay, if your name is as long as you call out McNasty.
A real quick aside. I digitized a video that We Love Trash, Betsy, Sodaro, and Mano Agapion have been wanting to do a watch along for their podcast for a long time. I was like, I found this DVD on on eBay. It's not expensive. I'll buy it. I'll digitize it to you and send you links. So because it's a movie that is 0 places to stream, not even to illegally download. So I facilitated those needs. And Mano, in this conversation, I'm like, oh, Mano clearly runs their Instagram account because that's where I was talking to them. And he started shouting out. He's like, shout out to Marshland Monster. Thank you so much. Then Betsy goes, yes, thank you so much, Marshall Monster. And then Mano goes, no, Marshland Monster. And she's like, oh, yeah, Marshland. I'm fucking reading it. How did I mess that up? So they started saying Marshall Monster to the point where on their Patreon, I signed a comment, Marshall Monster, and they're like, yeah!
Fuck yeah, Marshall. Oh, Marshall, I got good news and I got great news. Number 20 is about to make his way to the ring. Your man, my man, everybody's man, Katrina's man. It's Mil Muertes. With Katrina.
And this dude just like mid-air smashes, like Mil mashes up people. I don't remember who he does it to. I think
it was to Phoenix. I think he does it a couple times, but there's a beauty to Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. So fucking good.
Just like middle of the sky punches. It's like, have you ever seen a bird fly too close to your head and you just want to punch it? Mil Muertes punches birds.
Well, remember, I did say I accidentally kicked a bird mid-flight.
It makes so much sense why Mil Muertes is your guy.
Yeah.
As the more layers we uncover to your sweet, sweet onion.
We've both mid-air hurt a bird.
Yo, what I love about that spot too, it happens right after Mil flatliners his finisher, El Mariachi Loco. And then he hits his finisher. He looks up, sees Phoenix flying, punches him out of the sky, then pins El Mariachi Loco. Mm-hmm. He looks so strong. It's like, hold on, I'll be right with you back. I'll be back with you in a second. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, buddy, Bill's strong here.
Yeah,
I love we finally get because I don't think we've had them in the ring together yet. Big Rick and Mil Muertes. In the big meaty men beating meat stare down.
Yeah.
Hooey. And the drummers are fucking losing it. As soon as they stare out, they're in the ring, they're staring each other down. The drummers are like, fuck yeah, this is the shit I love. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Let's effing go. And eventually everyone else is like, fuck this shit. And then everyone else just gangs up on the two of them.
Yeah.
Which like, you know what? True. You kind of have to. This eventually this kind of leads to this spot. Big Rick. Johnny's in the corner. Big Rick runs at the corner for like a splash. Johnny gets out of the way. And then climbs the top rope, hits the fin de mundo onto Big Rick. But Chavo needs the Fortnite experience, so he tosses Johnny out of the ring. While Chavo's tossing Johnny out of the ring, Puma hits a running shooting star on Rick, who's still on the ground. So that's another finisher. Then Chavo throws Puma out of the ring. He's like, no, I need this Rick and Morty skin. So then finally, Chavo goes for the pin, but by this time, it's just taken so long that Phoenix is back up on the top rope. 450 splashes the whole pile, and Phoenix gets the experience. He will be Pickle Rick for now on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I love that. I loved that sequence. I loved how many finishers it took to just kill Big Rick.
Yeah. And we got 5 minutes to talk about this entire thing now.
Yep. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I'm trying to think. Because at this point, Sexy's still in. Chavo's still in. Eventually, Chavo's kind of pissed. He brings back the steel chair, eliminates Phoenix, and I fucking hate it. I was so sad. Chavo steel chairs Phoenix. Phoenix is eliminated. Sexy wants to kick the shit out of Chavo, and does until Chavo body slams her onto the chair. Mm-hmm. No matter what they do, the problem is Chavo has a chair. He ends up resting the chair onto Sexy Star's face and climbs the turnbuckle. He's going to stomp a chair into her skull. We're all real scared. It's a real bad time. Until.
No DQs, baby.
Blue Demon Jr. returns to fuck Chavo's shit up. No disqualification, so anyone who wants to come in and kick the shit out of Chavo is free to. Blue Demon Jr. is the first to do it. He's squaring off with the returning Blue Demon Jr. He gives the hey man, look behind you. Chavo Wile E. Coyote style slow turns to see Sexy Star with Chavo's chair. Punishes him in the head, eliminates Chavo. Blue gets in his face to let him know this isn't over. before we get our final four squaring off.
Yes, this is 34 minutes into the episode, and I wrote down who I thought will win at this time, but who do we have?
Final four are Johnny Mundo, Prince Puma, Sexy Star, and Mil Muertes. Who did you think was going to win at this point?
Puma. And then I was like kind of underlined Sexy Star of like, it's for sure going to be Puma, but if it is not, it would be Sexy Star.
I thought it was going to be Mil Muertes, honestly. No. He was the last big man. He's just kind of this big threat. I really thought it was going to be Mil Muertes. And so did Sexy Star, as the first thing she does is run down Mil Muertes. Sexy Star gives no fucks, and she just wants to fight. Eventually, Mundo and Puma have to double team against the big man. And as soon as they do, Sexy comes in. She's just fighting. She's just all full gear immediately. She takes down the rivals before being speared in half and eliminated by Mil Muertes. We're down to the three: Puma, Mundo, and Mil. Mundo takes the fight to Mil in the corner. Puma comes up behind Mundo. It gives him a zigzag. Puma throwing hands in the middle of the ring with Mil leads to a crazy oh my gosh. This crazy double team move between Mundo and Mil Muertes, where Mil kind of has Puma's legs. It's against Prince Puma. He has his legs and Puma's kind of like in the ropes. Johnny leapfrogs over Mil Muertes, lands on the outside, driving Puma's like back into the apron. It looks so nasty. It does not look fun. That looked brutal, but cool. In an interesting, I was just kind of like, it's cool to see Mundo and Mil Muertes work together. Yeah. Despite being on opposite sides of the morality line.
But we're about to get the spot of the night soon.
Is this when Mad Striker goes, and it shows you what these competitors, like he stops his sentence in the middle of a sentence to look at blonde girls. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Mad Striker?
No, that's not a spot. That's just a dirt bag move. And we want a dirt bike move.
What's the spot? What's your favorite? What was the spot you got coming up?
So Mil, I believe, has Puma on, or Katrina has Puma, and then Mil goes up, and then Puma ducks out of the way, and so does Mil as soon as Johnny is running behind them to kind of like 369 or 619. I think that's something involving like the ropes. And he tries to kick Mil in the head, but Mil ducks out of the way. And it just like is such a gnarly move to then be punctuated with cold cocking with a huge muscular leg Katrina off the side of the ring. It was like I said, holy shit when that happened.
Yeah, I think and Johnny Mundo says, holy shit. Immediately, it's just like, that wasn't my fault. Immediately, just like, I just Bart Simpson style, I didn't do it. Because Bill's fucking pissed. Mm-hmm. You just kicked Katarina's head off. What the fuck is wrong with you, Johnny? And he just sees red. It was very cool. It was very cool how everything led up to that, too.
And during this, like, Mil starts, like, getting real pissed, and a child in the audience is covering his eyes.
He's so scared. It's so fun. He's like, again, watching children watching wrestling is the best because it's so real. It's still real to me, damn
Like in that video, real quick, we'll just tell people the title of it. It's from Hi-Ho Kids. Kids Meet a Luchador. It is such a wholesome video. Check it out on YouTube.
Luchador's Peligro. He is wonderful with these children. Peligro is great. It's a great video. But yeah, Mil is mad. Mil smash Puny Mundo. But Puma's there to break up. Like he's holding him by the neck, and Puma breaks it up. The only way he knows how, flying off the top rope, double knees to the shoulder and neck of Mil Muertes. He's down in the middle of the ring. Puma calls this spot, and I fucking love it. They both go on the apron. Mundo springboards 450 splash onto Mil Muertes. Then Puma springboards 450 splash onto Mil Muertes. They both jump on top of him, and Mil Muertes is eliminated. Yeah. In a but again, super powerful way. It took so many things. Katarina had to be injured so that Puma lost sight of tactics and technique. Like all he did was saw red. And then they had to throw literally everything and 7 different kitchen sinks to get rid of Mil.
Sean, even when we're kind of like, hey, we need to start finishing up, if It sounds like 100 people were murdered and the entire first responders are going to this location near you. You can pause for the sirens to end.
It's just Chicago, baby.
No.
I think I will be better about that. I feel like that was like in the middle of, maybe that wasn't, I thought that was in the middle of the sentence. And I was like, I can't get back to this sentence. I'm just going to plow through. Sorry about that, dear listeners. I will be a better vigilante superhero. Therefore, we will have less sirens in the background.
But I have no more notes, so if you want to get to the end, go for it.
Sure. Mundo versus Puma.
Oh, yeah.
I'll run through these real quick. Big lucha chance. This is a hot match. For the first main event from the first episode, it's a real nice sort of full circle moment here. We got, like, it's funny. It's funny to see Johnny on the other end of so much lucha high flying offense, but it's Prince Puma. Like, if there's anyone who could, like, kind of put Johnny on the other end of this, it's Prince Puma. Eventually to the point where Johnny has to use a submission hold. He gets this real nasty half Boston crab, and he's just twerking the knee. He's just twisting the knee. Johnny has to wrestle a style outside of his own. He has to be the ground-based guy. He has to be the more submission-y guy, because not just Prince Puma's faster and more agile, he's younger. You know, he can do these spots quicker and a little faster. And it's interesting. It's a different match for Johnny, but they're taking it to each other. Massive Spanish fly from Puma, 2.9, big ass lucha chance as Puma points to the top rope. But Johnny, and this is Johnny's been in here since number 2. He's been here for a long time. Both of these guys are beaten. This is the slow, sluggish demeanor of, notice his blondes. Oh, hello. Tells you all you need to know about these luchadors spot. Where it's like, but true, like they're dragging each other. Like, this is where it starts getting ugly. Like, these aren't clean artistic moves anymore. This is like Puma's going to the top rope. Johnny's just grabbing at his feet. Like, there's nothing technical. There's nothing pretty about that. It's just, no, stop. No, I need you to stop. Mm-hmm. Eventually, he's grabbing at his feet long enough that Johnny has the time to recover, hits the poison Rana, that reverse Frankensteiner from the top rope, spikes Puma on his head. That leads into a fin de mundo, end of the world, finish of the match for only a 2. Mm-hmm. Little boy can't look. Nobody can look. No. Johnny can't look. It's insane. Eventually, Mundo does attempt a Spanish fly on his own, but gets dumped on his nuts on the top rope. Kicked in the head, huge 630 splash. Massive top rope maneuver. 1, 2, 3, baby. Prince Puma is your inaugural Lucha Underground champion.
Woo!
Johnny shakes the hand, gets the hug. Conan comes out and celebrates with Prince Puma. All these voices, I don't know who Puma can trust. Between Johnny Mundo and Conan, I don't know who Prince Puma can trust right now. In the moment, this slice of life, this slice of a moment we have right now, it's beautiful for Puma. He's the first champion. He's got the respect of a legendary friend in Johnny Mundo. He's got the respect of a legendary mentor in Conan. But these two dudes have very opposite viewpoints.
And the respect of the people.
That's the one thing he can really count on, is the respect of the people. Johnny Mundo wants that title. Conan is only going to stick with Puma as long as it's beneficial to him. That's been K-Dog's MO since day one. So it's just this very weird, like, today is good. But what will tomorrow be for Puma? I don't know. And what will tomorrow be for our listeners? Hopefully you're going to listen to some more of these wonderful products and services we're about to plug. James?
Hey guys, go over to twitch.tv/GooseVK. You can see Sean. He streams well.
Yeah.
And then head into the description. That's where all the links to the podcast are, mlmpod.com. My music under Marshland Monster or Marshall Monster. I'm kidding. Don't search that. You will not find me. But
yeah, Betsy Sodaro.
But patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content. It's a real good time. But for $10 a month, you get monthly exclusive content, not just every single Friday. And you get shout outs on every single free feed podcast, which there are about to be some weeks 5. Ooh, baby. So starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, the Waz, Orion, he's a rapper, Defo, D-FO, Kayla, aka 2 Grapes, Jordan B, the Chaos Wave, Sandwich, my Bickle, my brother in common law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes of Sweet Child of Time. He's gonna be teaming up with Comatose soon. Oh my God, it's the mother in which screamed, "It's the spy who fucked me!" And finally, Lil Corey's BFF and roommate, Shane. I've been James.
I've been Sean. I should have said Betty Sodaro.
Oh, yeah.
To really just twist that knife.
Well, I thought it's because you knew Mano calls her Betty sometimes.
No, it was because she called you Marshall. And I won't stand for this. Betty Sodaro, we got beef.
Uh-oh.
Officially Mac Big style beef.
It'd be weird if one of the 3 listeners we have was Betsy Sodaro, star of Duncanville, regular on CBS's Ghosts.
I mean, we know it's not the CIA. There's too many of them to not listen to have our numbers be so low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
and I'm Sean. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.